Looking for an exciting new hobby? Maybe you want to get the kids off the couch or get them away from those TV screens? Well, look no further, an RC car is an ideal solution, and this beginner's guide to RC cars will get you up to speed with everything you need to know to get into the RC hobby. So let's go. Hey, it's Vaz here from Metro Hobbies, and today we're going to be talking about some beginner RC cars. For those of you who are completely fresh to the hobby, this video will get you up to speed with everything you need to know. Okay, so you're brand new to the hobby and you want to get into it, you don't know too much about anything. RC cars are pretty easy to sort of operate for the most part. A lot of them will come ready to run. In fact, the majority of them will actually come ready to run. You probably only need to get a couple of batteries here and there. Some of them will only require AA or AAA batteries for the handset, and they're very easy to use. That's the whole idea, the whole premise of a beginner RC. Now, I've selected a few models here to sort of give you some examples of what are good beginner RCs. Of course, there are a lot of in-between models that I could have shown you here, but we would have been here for an hour talking about all of this. And of course, there are various different price ranges and so forth that we can discuss in more detail should you want to come into the store or perhaps even give us a call. But for the most part, this will give you a basic understanding of what these cars are all about and some of the key features that make them very good for beginner RC enthusiasts. So starting off with the Blackzon slider. This is probably one of our most popular RCs for a variety of age groups, everything from kids around 5 years old all the way to mature adults who just want to test out the waters and see if the RC hobby is for them. The good thing about this car is that it is very affordable. It comes in 3 different colors and 2 different styles. And one of its key features is the radio that it comes with has a speed limiter dial on the top here, which allows you to cap the top speed of the car. So when you pull the trigger to go full throttle, the car will only go as fast as it will, as you've set the speed dial to. And this makes it very, very good for beginner RCs, especially little kids who, especially if they're a little bit young and they don't really know the coordination of turning the wheel and throttle management and everything. They're just going to pin the throttle and turn the wheel aimlessly. You can actually control the top speed of the car and basically bring it down to a walking pace. So if it is going to hit anyone or hit anything, it's unlikely to cause any damage to the obstacle that it's going to hit or even damage to the car itself. As they get better and their coordination gets better, you can slowly turn up that top speed and the car can actually reach speeds upwards of about 30 kilometers an hour on a nice flat open road. So it's very, very good. Parts are readily available for these vehicles as well. So it's not just a toy car, it's actually a serviceable vehicle. It's a hobby grade RC. There aren't a lot of options for this particular car. So you can't really change out, different styles of bodies or different wheels and tires. Of course, there are different colors, but that's really about it. In the bag, or in the box rather, you're going to get some spare body pins. There's a USB charger, and there's even some LED lights that you can install on the front bumper. Just give it a nice little novelty, so you have some LED lights. It's not going to really illuminate anything, but it's kind of cool that they're actually on there. And of course, they give you the stickers and the manuals and everything are included as well for you to decorate the car and obviously follow the instructions and get familiarize yourself with the product itself. Now, the beauty with this car though is that it uses a conventional battery with a Dean's connector, which is a very popular connector, which means that you can actually upgrade from the basic USB charger to a more professional charger, allowing you to charge batteries a little bit faster and be able to use the car more often during the day. Now, the next one here is the Traxxas Slash. Now, this one's a little bit more expensive, it's a little bit more pricey, and of course, being Traxxas, it's a very popular brand, it's a very popular model. Comes with a bunch of accessories. There is a charger included as well. There's a battery included in this. The charger does plug into an auxiliary socket in your car, so it is not a wall charger, but you can either buy an adapter for it or you can buy a separate charger that will actually plug into the wall if you want to do that. There's a bunch of accessories in here. There's some foam blocks for different batteries that you can use. They've got some spare body pins. They've got user manuals and so forth. And of course, they've got this really nifty radio. Now, the beauty about this car, apart from being super popular, is that there are an abundance of parts available for this particular vehicle, not just in spare parts, but also upgraded parts, and even third-party parts that you can get as well to really ramp up this car. So this particular vehicle, you can actually grow with it. This is something that you would invest in if you are planning on growing with it a little bit, modifying it a little bit. You can change bodies, you can get Ford Raptor bodies, you can get kind of like desert style bodies. There's even a beetle body that you can put on here. There's a bunch of different things you can do with these particular vehicles, including upgrading power systems. So this particular one is a brushed vehicle, so it's good, ideal. It's not very fast, it's low maintenance, but then of course you can also upgrade to a brushless setup, and you can modify this car into various different shapes and forms, depending on your style, depending on how much you want to tinker with the vehicle. So this is something that will allow the individual to really grow with it and modify and customize, whilst something like the Blackzon slider is kind of more in its own little bubble. It's a good little beginner thing. Once you've exceeded the experience that will give you, then you can move on to something else, such as this, for example. Now, the next one here on my list is the Quantum Flux from Maverick. Now, these cars are super popular because this particular one is the brushless version. Now, these do not come with batteries and charger. This, again, is going to be a little bit bigger investment, but it's something that's going to future-proof you when you buy a LiPo battery and a charger. This is something that you can use to charge other vehicles and perhaps even use the battery in other vehicles as well. This also has a speed limiter dial on here, which also makes it user-friendly for beginners. So even if you just run this on a standard 2S LiPo and you turn down the top speed, it's not going to be really going much faster than, say, walking pace or like a small jog, you know. So it's fairly easy to use. It's very simple to use as well. There's also a lot of part support availability for this particular product. Maverick also makes some upgraded parts if you want to tinker around a little bit. And being a monster truck, you can change out wheels and tires. You can also change out the body. You can get clear bodies in these, so you can paint them up and decorate them yourself. There is, of course, a user manual. They also give you an antenna tube in here, which a lot of people forget to install in these vehicles, but every one of these bags will have a little black antenna tube for you to install in the car. Comes with a wheelie bar as standard, and yes, it will do wheelies. And of course, they're pretty reasonable and fairly tough for the price that they are. The radios are quite good. They're nice and easy to use. They just run on 4 AA's, which you'll need to purchase. And these are actually really good. Sort of a little bit more advanced, but still a beginner RC nonetheless, given the simplicity of the vehicle itself. Now, I do want to give a little bit of an honorable mention to the crawlers. So for those of you who want to do a little bit more technical driving, there are these little miniature crawlers which have become incredibly popular lately. Axial are kind of leading the way. They've got a bunch of different designs and color schemes that you can get with these. These obviously drive a lot slower. They are crawlers, so they crawl, they're slow. And these aren't going to be bashing into things at high speeds or anything like that, but they're more for technical driving. So if you've got maybe like a small little patio area, you've got maybe some rock formations or something like that, or you've got a little park near you that you just want to do some trail driving, these particular vehicles are actually ideal. As I said, there's a few different styles. There's a Ford Bronco, there's a C10 pickup truck, you see the Jeep Wrangler here, there's this little deadbolt one, and there's always more coming out on the way. There's obviously a few other brands as well that do a few different designs. Some of them are for real scale driving, some of them will actually articulate quite a bit and allow you to do some proper rock crawling. So hopefully this gives you a little bit of a basic understanding of all the different products that are available, the different price ranges, different capabilities of the product as well. Yeah, if you have any further questions, don't forget to, of course, give us a call or even pop into the store and have a chat to one of us here.